Good afternoon, subscribers. There's a lot of good horses running on Saturday, but for our Dynamite Tip, for our members and clients, we have come up with Randwick Race 6, number 9, Tempted. I feel she's a very good example of being able to look at the ratings and be able to predict that a peak run should be coming, I believe will be coming, and also how important the training method towards a peak run. So she's got it all here. So let's have a look. She's had 3 campaigns Tempted, 1 as a 2-year-old and 2 as a 3-year-old. Now we identified her. She had this great run in the slipper here, which was great. And then she backed it up, funny enough, on this same day here in the Percy Sykes. She ran a couple of weeks later after and went up +3 above average. This is a very high rating, beating Savvy Ali by 2 lengths, and that seems to be in place. Then she resumed beating Beatwacked with here at Rose Hill on a soft 6, running a +2.7, +2.8, coming very close to a peak rating. This told us we thought she had more in store. Then what happens? They back her up a couple of weeks later over the 1400, and she gets well beaten by 4 lengths, and she regressed. She ran about a +0.8, +1. She regressed. Then 3-week gap. This is hard to do. Even though they gave a 3-week gap, she goes back in distance and runs in the Everest, and she runs second. She runs second. We rated about +2.5 around her first up run, but arguably, of course, running second to Kai Ying Rising, who went a +4, +4.5. We just thought her weight as a 3-year-old, we weighted it down. It could even be higher. But the point being, she ran a +3 last prep as a 2-year-old here. Almost ran a +3 here, regressed with a +1 and then a +3. And of her last 4 runs, she ran close to a +3 every run. So then what did she do next campaign? This tells us she's got more in reserve. To be able to keep running a peak rating means it's almost a default, and they can progress from there. Sorry, I've lost the ratings here. That's right. Okay, +2.5 and a +2, 10 square. Okay. So here, she runs a +2.5. Again, matching what she did the other campaigns. She was quite not getting her at that +3 against Savvy Ali's control. Theoretically, probably tells us it probably was a +2.5, and our ratings were out half a length. So she runs +2.5, and look what trainers do. He stepped her up to the 1400, and it was a soft 7, so it was a testing one, but he didn't leave a 2-week gap. He left the 3-week gap. That's what good trainers do. They don't say, oh yeah, she didn't run 1400 or she's not as good as what we think. No, the ability's there. Why did she regress? Why didn't she run up to her best? Did she not back up? What are the questions? Trainers start asking questions and changing things up. And then when you get the peak runs, they follow those patterns, i.e. Chris Waller. So here he gave a 3-week gap, and she just got home against Savvy Ali running a +2. Look, she was 5 lengths off Savvy Ali, which was running at quite a good pace, and she had to increase in the mid-race, a +10, 11 squeeze. So it was a very big run to get up to Savvy Ali and then pass her. So +2.5 or +2. So we think, after that gutbuster run, that would have really topped her up, even though there's a big space between runs and it could take her out of her. But the way Mars trained her, he's avoided that. He's avoided it, that run taking out, and he's put freshness back in his legs, in her legs. And maybe that's why she didn't run last week in that Group 1, the Galaxy. He wanted to give her more time. We are looking at 28th of March, so we're looking at about 5-6 weeks between runs. And what's he done? He's given her a little barrier trial over 1,000. This does a couple of things. It keeps the fitness up, but it also, if there's any inkling of a flat run, you think about it. If you've trained, you haven't done anything for 4 or 5 weeks, and you go back out looking for a high performance, you might feel it a bit. You need just to tick over, do some light work before then you're looking for really going hard, right? This is the same with the horses. So that trial in between really, does a couple of things. Keeps her ticking over, but if there's a chance of any flatness, she's left it there in the trial. She'll be springing and ready to go. And the fact that she's run plus 2.5 out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 out of 6 runs tells us this is a good base that she could go to a plus 4, plus 4.5, and even if she doesn't, she runs plus 2.5, plus 3, she's still on top of this field. She just needs to match her best, which she's been trained to do by Kieran Ma, and she just loves Randwick, and boy, she's going to be really hard to beat. Small dangers on plus 1.5 would be grafter burners, especially Devil Knight. I think this horse is on the way up. There was a big run in open class last start, and I'll be saving a little bit on Devil Knight, but isolating that and putting Tempted on her own, and assessing her, isolating on her own, this is a horse that's ready to peak or even go to a new peak. So Tempted, very hard to beat. Gamble responsibly, take care, and have a great Saturday on the punt. Thanks. Bye. Imagine what you could be buying instead. For free and confidential support, call 1-800-858-858 or visit gamblinghelponline.org.au.